Simply add these styles to the end of your AI art or Midjourney prompts, separated by a comma, and you'll get some images like what you see on screen here. And these ones were made with Midjourney version 7. The first style is painted by Bruegel, otherwise known as Peter Bruegel, who was an artist from the 16th century. Heavily inspired by people like Hieronymus Bosch, if you follow any kind of art, but we get a little bit of his art style here. It's not perfect, but it does try to apply a lot of the aesthetic, a lot of the scenery, and sort of like the fact there's lots of little characters. It tends to add that into most of the images. Different with the Terminator here, and of course with Batman, we get something a little bit different again. But like I said, it doesn't get everything right, but it does tend to apply a lot of that style to what's in the scene. And then quite often we also then get that painting style. This is a little bit closer to the style from what I've seen. But finally, the Statue of Liberty is close to his painting of the Tower of Babel. So I think that's a really solid representation. But also we have muted skull-infused dark art. So by adding this skull phrase in there with the dark art, we tend to get this really cool death style kind of artwork. Everything is dark, everything has that kind of like skull presence in there, even the waterfall kind of dripping over the top of a giant skull. It doesn't always convert people into skulls. It has a Darth Maul here, but sometimes it overlays them or does like half the job, like the Statue of Liberty here. But the way it infuses the skull, it's just really, really cool. And when you add in that muted dark art tone, what you get is just a really cool sort of art style. I love this one of the Terminator here. It looks like something you'd see on an album cover. And the samurai in front of Mount Fuji, that giant skull in the sky just looks fantastic. But also we have Nintendo style main menu. So again, going for some more of that old pixelated art style, you see how we get that little menu put in here with Batman. Now, I am using Midjourney 7 here, so it doesn't get all the words 100%. You might get better results with V8, but V8 hasn't nailed its aesthetic yet by the time I'm actually recording this video. But I do think the Midjourney version 7 does tend to nail that sort of Nintendo gameplay style, main menu style pretty well. Almost like the illustration style combined with some UI elements. Just makes for some pretty cool images and a little bit of nostalgia if you grew up playing video games just like this one. But this final one of Goku, I think, is a really good representation of what you can get from this style. But moving on from there, if you want a very specific cyberpunk style, Blade Runner inspired is a great way to get more of a photorealistic style that matches that 80s style movie aesthetic. So not just cyberpunk video games, but Blade Runner style is a great way to get a different type of cyberpunk into your images. Something more photorealistic, something a little less colorful, and it tends to have a really nice dark aesthetic with that street light kind of like lit surfaces. The rain, I really just love the impact it's had on the images, even just down to the lighting. A lot of the images don't even have a lot of cyberpunk elements. It just has the lighting that you would expect to see. Although I love the jacket here in Superman, definitely a good touch. Now, if you haven't already, check out my Midjourney style pack. Over 1,000 styles you can apply to your Midjourney prompts to get some pretty stunning images. It comes with a handful of PDFs of different styles and categories so you can quickly find what you're after. And there's a link in the description. Now back to the video. But the next style is children's nightlight design, which worked out a bit better than I expected. It creates these cool, neat little nightlights. It often will just simply pop an image onto a circle like this, but quite often it does convert them into these cute kind of little statues that light up and adds those cartoony sort of proportions like the Terminator here. I'm sure a kid would love to wake up to something like that staring at them. But also just like the statue of Optimus Prime here glowing, it tends to get a pretty good mix of different styles of children's lights, but usually it's just very simplified, very basic, and usually kind of kid-friendly with the way it handles proportions. Although this one looks like it's about to burst into flames, so maybe don't buy that one for your kids. But this Batman nightlight kind of looks like it's plugged into the wall, which I thought was a pretty cool little design. And the lion's face, a nice, simple, cartoony lion's face, worked out pretty well. But on top of that, another simple way to design things, brass design, also simplifies a lot of your images. Not so much with Goku here, but I just thought this was too cool not to share. But it creates these cool little brass designed objects just from your prompt, and you look like you can actually pick these up. They look like they actually have some weight to them, and I'd like to actually see a lot of these for sale. But one thing I would like to say is don't go popping these on eBay and selling something as an inferior product. I definitely recommend watching some Corridor Cruise videos for that. But I love the way it just simplifies the prompt, creates a very cool little object in brass, and quite often adds some nice, unique design elements on top of it. But ghostly lost transmission effect just creates that ghostly style, but adds a few kind of transmission elements to most of the images. This one's more ghostly, but you can see how we've got the lines here with Darth Vader. It looks like he's like a fading transmission, but we get that really dramatic lighting. We've got some vertical kind of like transmission effects here on the Terminator, but the glow just kind of sets it off. I love the way it has that glow. It doesn't always have the transmission effect, but the glow is nearly always there, including the line here, which looks a little bit ghostly, but just creates some cool, nice atmospheric looking images. Now, 3D representation, 90s computer graphics, multicolored in the void. Here's a long one I stitched together, but it just created some cool images. Now, I played with this one for a little while, and it just creates, it adds a lot of color. It has like a bit of a 3D effect. Most of the images do have that kind of void behind them, and they're kind of like low resolution holographic 3D style. And I just found it to be relatively consistent, not perfect every time, but you just get some interesting images that have that sort of feel to them. Could be great for generating kind of like virtual reality type spaces with your images. And yeah, I just found it to be a lot of fun, and I just like the look of the images, to be honest. I really love what it did with the waterfall here, kind of like the blocks, just really, really cool. But this one, by accident, white noise gradient texture dithering. I added dithering on the end because I wanted to get that style of texture added onto the images, and it did a great job of very consistently adding that noisy dithering effect to the images. This has more of kind of like a pixelated dithering effect to it, but overall, this is something I've tried to get in the past, but couldn't really find it, at least not the way I was hoping to get it. But I found that this is a little bit more consistent, not perfect every time, but again, just that interesting kind of like newer age digital look. Definitely one worth playing with if that's the kind of aesthetic you're interested in, which is what I am interested in. But 70s style photo in yellow, red, and blue-green tones. And you can mix these colors up if you want, but you'll see the consistency, how we get that cool, old-fashioned kind of like photograph, but a really cool, trippy color effect overlaid on top. This image of the Terminator here, I think, is a really good representation of that, the way it kind of fades from one to the other. And this is just a really fun style to play with to get something a little bit different, a little bit unique. And if you choose some good colors, it could be a great way to kind of brand up a few different images if you're having to add them in to some form of branding. So I definitely play with that. I love how trippy the old 70s or 60s style Batman looks here. Darth Maul's a little less of the effect on this particular image, but you can see just how consistent it is with the vast majority of these images. Picking those colors, sticking with them, and having that old school fashion and old school photographic effect kind of added to them. I love the fact that the Hulk is more of a 70s style Hulk here too, and the colors work out pretty well. Now, a bonus is Fungus inspired art. A little bit different. It tends to add in a lot of fungus and mushrooms to the elements of the image. Sometimes it just pops a character there with some giant mushrooms, but overall, it has a very transformative effect on some of the other images like the Terminator here. Now, again, this is why I included it as a bonus. It's not really a terrific style, but it just is a lot of fun. I love what it's done with the lion's face here. It does get quite transformative, and especially with Optimus Prime, the way he's kind of growing his shoulders into mushrooms, and it has actually changed him around a little bit too. But overall, this is just one I found created some funny images. I just enjoyed looking at them and thought that might be something you might want to experiment too, so I popped it on the end here. But otherwise, that's a video for today, guys. Hope you found it useful. If you did, please consider giving the video a like. Otherwise, I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.